Hello and welcome to Stellaris University. In this video, we'll show you how to parse PIV or TWIC card data. Now we assume in this video that you have XPressEntry installed, which you see in the middle of my screen here, that you have your handheld installed and connected, which you see on the far right of my screen. Now in this video, we'll also need a TWIC card. It's a special card that you must have been administered by your agency, and we're going to be showing you how to read the different kinds of data on that card. Now, the very first thing we want to check is our weekend format data. So let's go into settings, go tools, and select settings. And I want to go into the weekend format here. And on the weekend format, you're looking for PIV 200. And that is a special format we've already created for the TWIC card. And the only side of this format that is necessary is the output, because we're not interpreting the data here, but we're doing that at this point of the format. So once you have your format tapped down, let us go into the handheld. And the next thing we want to do is to ensure that we're able to read the card. It's a special type of card, so you need the firmware from Stellaris. You can ask any of the sales or support team, and we're going to send you the firmware. Alternatively, you can actually upload the firmware directly from your key link if you're connected to the internet. So I'll show you how to do that. So let's go into key link, and you want to hit config. And once you hit config, it's going to ask you if you want to configure locally or online. Now, if you have the firmware file on your device, you can do this locally, or if you don't have it on your device where your device is connected to the internet, then you can do it online. So let's do it online in this case. Once you do that, it's going to pull the firmware links from our website to give it a few seconds depending on the internet speed. So you're looking for the TWIC format. We have a few formats that include the TWIC card, but in this case, I'm going to be selecting the one that says the 484 XPID TWIC only. So this will read only the TWIC card and ignore every other kind of card. This is useful if you don't want to read any other card within your facility, just the TWIC card, and that secures your device beyond just reading the card. So let's hit download. You can either download the file and keep it on your device, or you can download and program the file. So I'm going to download and program the file. So once you do this, this is a firmware update. You want to leave this alone and allow it to do the process. It will download the file, program the internal card reader within our device, and then it will let you know that the process is done and then allow you to present your card. So let's just wait a bit for this to program the internal device, and we'll see how that works. So once your device is programmed and connected, you should see a prompt that tells you that your device is ready to use. You just hit OK, and now you're ready to go ahead and use your device. So I'm just going to present my card so you can see it under the last tag. And we can go into the main, and you can see the tag that has come in from that card. You can see it's a very large data. We're pulling the data and interpreting what is within the card. So the next thing we want to do is to look at the data that is within the card and pick out the parts of the data that we want to pull. You may want to display the personnel identifier, which is pasted on the card, or many other types of data that is within the TWIC card. So to do that, let us go back into device. That is this link here. And we want to select terminal. Once you hit terminal, it will take you to this section of key link, and you want to connect to our internal hardware, the card reader. And once it says serial connected, you want to send a command that tells the reader to go into a debug mode so it can show you every data that comes out of the card reads. We're going to hit D and hit send. And once you do that, we can now go ahead and present the badge. And once you present the badge, the data is going to show right at the bottom. So you want to scroll. And as you can see, we have a lot of data and it will show you the data that you can pull out of the card. You can see the agency code, the system code, the credential number. And if you can see on our end, the default is a combination of the agency code, the system code, and the credential number. So if you can see here, the agency code is 7500, and the system code is 0000, and the credential number is 423987. So if you go back into XPressEntry just as a test, and we present that badge, we're expecting to see that combination of numbers. So we're going to present the badge. I'm going to present the badge now. And as you can see, 7500, 4 zeros, 423987, just what we saw on the terminal. So I'm just going to go back into the terminal, and I'll just go back here. And now I want to pick out one of the data, the personal identifier. So just go there and click D again. I need to connect the serial and send this debug. And then I'm going to present my badge again. So as a demonstration of how you can pick out any of the data, I'm just going to pick out one of the data that I see displayed here. I'm going to pick out the person identifier. So this 200116280. This is usually pasted on the card itself. So under the Wiegand format, you want to go into that PIV 200, and you just want to edit this and type here person underscore identifier. And hit save. So I've assigned this card to a user within my system. So I'm expecting this to give me a valid read once I'm done and go back to XPressEntry. Remember that you have to disconnect from here and go back into Keylink so that you can use the reader on XPressEntry. So I'm just going to go back. So remember to connect the reader back on the Keylink. So I'm just going to hit connect here. And once it's connected, you can minimize and go back into XPressEntry. And let us see how this works. So I'm going to present the badge now. And as you can see, that badge number is now valid and it's read from the card. Remember that there's lots of data on the TWIC card, and you can pick out any of the data you want depending on what your system wants to display or how you want to filter out your users. Now this brings an end to the demonstration of this video. Please feel free to reach out to us at helpdesk@Telarus.com for any technical queries, or sales@Telarus.com for any product inquiries. Thank you.